This is Kellyanne.
And this is Tyler. Right?
We are
the Joyous Create. Oh boy. What are we talking about today?
Gender roles in marriage.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, particularly in our marriage. Something like that. So.
Gender roles.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Where do we start?
Well, first off, let's just start off with God made man, male and female. Okay?
Yes.
He made them male and female.
Absolutely.
He did. He's our creator. We acknowledge him as our creator. God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
We do not believe that gender is a social construct.
Correct.
We believe that it is a biological and genetic. What's the word I'm looking for?
Don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not in your mind to know the answer to.
Well, apparently neither am I. But we believe that gender is not a social construct. We believe that it is an objective, biological, and genetic reality.
Yeah. And so, that said, I have a Spider-Man sticker on my hand that I totally forgot about.
Touche. Shout out to Sakir.
But
just
I'm going to keep that there.
Weekend.
Our son just turned 5 this weekend. And so, yeah. Stickers.
That
for
should explain
Spider-Man.
it all.
So when we initially got married, was there anything that you felt like, okay, I'm a husband now. These are things that husbands do. 1, 2, 3. You know, like there's a list of things that husbands do. And there's a list of things that wives do. And that's just how it is. Did you feel like that at all?
No, not in particular. If you're talking about domestic things, then no. But for you, was it different? Did you have like a set of gender roles that you felt like you would have to fulfill?
Wait, you mean that you didn't want me to be barefoot and pregnant?
Not in the first year, no. I mean, barefoot, that's you, do you. But we weren't chasing down a pregnancy on the front end of the marriage.
This is true. And here we are, almost 10 years and 4 kids later. So, I know for you, you're saying that you didn't really have a list of to-do things for men as a husband? You didn't feel like there was a list of to-do things for men?
No.
Who are married?
Well, I mean, like, stay at home, play video games, that kind of thing. Yeah, but I was already used to doing, like if we're talking domestic things, I was already used to doing like ironing, washing dishes, cooking, cleaning bathrooms, vacuuming floors. So I know people traditionally would probably attribute that to the woman's roles. So okay, let me ask you. What do you think, in a traditional sense, what are some of those male roles that...
Well, you know, there is bringing home le bacon.
Okay, well, working, of course, yes.
Yeah.
That's one.
Well, you know, taking care of household things. Like, you know, the spouses, the male portion is supposed to be the fixer-upper.
Right, well, luckily the place
the money
was
maker.
Staying and was very fixed up. It didn't need a lot of fixing up.
The handyman.
You were in school, so I was working, by all means. But, okay, you were in school. I would assume, but you can verify, you were in school to start building a career so that you could work too, right?
Correct. Yeah,
okay.
It's 100% accurate.
Okay. So...
I'm just saying, these are gender roles. This is what we're talking about. So, I'm telling you, this is like the stereotypical, like, there's
Right.
not like a lot of stay-at-home
I guess I
dads. There's
feel
not,
like
you know.
there's so many more items on the list for females than there is for men, because to me it's okay.
Bring home the bacon.
And fix up the house. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking,
And don't forget the car. You have to fix up the car too. You have to know how to fix the car and fix the house. You have to know how to fix everything.
Okay, well, the car thing I did learn. I didn't really have a lot of experience with that before. But that was just out of necessity.
I think that's the whole point.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't because, oh, I have to go fulfill this inner desire to be a man. It's like, oh, crap, the car's falling apart. What can I do to try and put this... It wasn't a, oh, you know, I've got the answer. It's like, oh, crap, where do I get the answer from? Because we got to get this car up and running again.
But what about the pressure from other men? Like, is there pressure for other men?
Not for
like
me.
That you're not manly enough because you don't do a particular thing, or you don't.
No, I was.
Or you don't make your wife do a particular thing.
No. And I guess just from the kind of social background I had I was always kind of countercultural. I was never...
Does that mean you were a weirdo? I mean, I don't know. What does that mean, countercultural?
Well, like, I was never, like, the jock type or the super popular type.
Oh, yeah, but the nerdy type. And then you...
Well, no.
Well, I mean, you're not the nerdy type, but...
Well, no, because, yeah, I couldn't hang with the, like, the super scholars either.
Why not?
Because I wasn't that smart. You know, I wasn't an athlete, but I did band and I liked martial arts. So it wasn't like I couldn't hang physically. I just didn't play football or basketball.
Just the odd.
Right, but I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't like that one at the back of the track and PE class that, you know, just could never make it around. That was never me either. So I never really fit in one extreme or the other.
You're just kind of like in this like middle space.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in that place too. I wasn't like the smarty pants, but you know, I was an athlete. Pretty much did nothing in high school, but I also wasn't like totally like antisocial or anything. It was just kind of like in this middle place. Anyway, we're getting off track. So I'm going to answer your question that you posed to me.
Okay, so yes, recap.
Yeah.
The question was, did you feel like there were any gender roles that you were going to have to fill coming into the marriage?
Of course! For women it is so different.
Okay.
For men,
Explain.
there's not... it is crazy. That's my full Russian accent. No, for women, wow, I feel like there's so much more pressure to fit this like societal standard than there is for men. So coming into marriage, you know, you have all these conversations about, you know, your role as a wife and, you know, how you have to...
And you say these conversations, who do you have these conversations with? Are these conversations that we had? Or conversations you have with...
These conversations, I don't think conversations that we had necessarily, but, you know, when other women are talking to you about married life and, or, you know, not even the other women that are talking to you, well, that's part of it. But also society, culture. What you see is, okay, well, this is what women do, right? They're the cookers. They're the cookers.
They cook.
They cook.
They cook.
They clean. They take care of the kids. They sometimes work.
Well, we didn't have any kids.
We didn't have any kids. But cooking, cleaning, ironing.
Did you cook?
Yes.
Did you clean?
I did.
Did you iron?
I don't think I did much of that.
That was definitely...
No, but there is that pressure to be the sole person who does those things. Like,
right.
Okay, my job in the home is to blank, blank, blank. Your job in the home is to do blank, blank, and not do any of blank, blank, blank. My stuff. Because if you start doing my stuff, then I start feeling like,
you're not you.
well, why you got to do my stuff? Am I not doing my stuff right? Is my stuff not up to your standards?
Okay.
You know, and then there's that feeling of inadequacy, but in large part it is a societal pressure. You know, the women typically clean, the women typically cook, and so for me it was like kind of like, whoa, when you actually wanted to do those things,
It's still like that sometimes.
you know, I'm just like, what? Why do you want to cook dinner? Like, why do you actually want to do the laundry? Why do you like ironing so much? Is it that I'm not doing a good job?
And I don't think I don't know if you'll ever become comfortable with the ironing thing.
Well, you don't really do that anymore. So when we first got married, first of all, side note, I do not like ironing. I'll iron because I have to.
Right. You iron whatever you need for.
I will iron what I
moment,
need for that moment. And then when I do iron it, it's got to be fresh. It's got to be. I don't want to see any creases, but I don't typically like ironing. And I'm not that person who like, let me throw it in the dryer and let it spin around. Like my sister, she just toss it in the dryer.
That person, or
no, I don't like that. Because I feel like it's still not.
So you don't like ironing and you don't like the.
Throwing it in the dryer, I just don't feel like it's adequate with ironing. So I'd rather
a rock and a hard place.
No, but I'll iron because I don't like my clothes looking crushed. So I'll iron it. But this guy, when we first got married,
and if I could still now,
he would do his laundry.
Just
okay?
Mine?
You would do everybody's laundry. I'm sorry. He would do our laundry.
This is
He's
how
the
it
laundry
started.
man.
I would be at home doing my laundry before we got married.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
So it did start with my laundry, but I was gonna say I hope it didn't.
No, you did my laundry
once
too.
We got married.
So what he would do is he would just grab the basket, sit in front of the TV, and put on westerns.
No,
not western.
That wasn't me.
Not western, but he would just put on a movie or a couple movie or a manga novel, movie, anime, whatever, and he would just iron like all the clothes that came out the laundry, all of them.
Well, no, all the button-up shirts and all the
the button-up shirts and the pants.
It's not like I'm ironing boxers. And
no,
socks.
You're not ironing underwear.
Right.
But he would iron everything, and it used to drive me mad. Why are you spending 15,000 hours ironing these clothes? Well, when you put them in the closet, they're probably going to get crushed anyway. So
it was usually not too bad.
And it wasn't usually not too bad. But still, it was like one of those, I don't understand why you're doing this. But if you're doing it, that's fine. Do it for all of our clothes. Because I'm not going to be the one sitting in front of the ironing board. Though I did do it sometimes. And it actually, when you're watching a movie, it goes by so fast. You don't even think about it. But that's something that he used to do. And for me, it was kind of like a shift in my mind. I think over time, just in our marriage, I'm like, okay, I'm being more secure in myself as a wife and as a mom, and realizing that him wanting to do those things, I mean, he has a desire to actually do those things. And I prefer a husband who actually, not that I prefer, but I mean, you are already here. I prefer, or I like the fact that you are involved, you are willing to cook.
Even though it takes a little bit longer than some other people.
Listen, when he's cooking dinner, you got to make yourself a snack. Because it's 5 hours later.
3 hours.
Maybe. 3 hours.
Maybe, depending on what I'm cooking.
Yo, I'd just be like, I'm hungry. Because, Mommy, when is dinner going to be ready? Kids, I don't know.
But when it's ready.
Just grab these pretzels.
But when it's ready.
When it's ready, it tastes good. Except for those black beans. That was
which black beans?
The ones that were not cooked. The ones that were not cooked.
Was that
the one? Let's not even talk about it.
I don't remember that.
It's okay. I do.
Okay. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
I remember good black beans. I don't remember bad black beans.
Remember they were not cooked.
I don't remember.
You don't remember this.
I don't remember.
You don't remember the uncooked black beans in the pan.
So was this when we were living in East Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Our first
And
place.
the beans. You're like, I'm going to make these black beans. And I'm like, ooh, I'm excited because I like beans. And the beans were...
Yeah. I remember a slow cooker somewhere in there.
The beans
And that
were
was
not
probably the
cooked.
problem. That was probably the problem. Because I've never cooked black beans in the slow cooker.
No, the beans were not cooked.
Exactly.
I keep saying
I don't
the
even
same
know if
thing over.
I don't think
We'll
I've ever...
talk
Did I
about
use the
this
slow
again.
cooker after that ever again?
The beans were not cooked. Okay.
We got that part. We got
The
that
beans
part.
were
We're trying to
not
figure out
cooked.
why.
The
Either
beans
way.
were not cooked, okay?
I do have a fire recipe though.